This is a story whispered, here to share some thoughts with you about this time of year and a few things that are happening during this time of year. I hope you're doing well, and I hope this is restful for you if that's what you're looking for tonight. Thanks. The moment as I arrive in your ear, and so long as you deign to imagine it, I exist on the inside of a snow globe. The trees are loaded for bear with wet, heavy snow, drawing their branches down toward the cottony earth. Cars outside are thickly iced, as though made of gingerbread. Everything seems to be sighing. Everything seems to be drained of color and life, sodden and exhausted, and still the snow falls. Aside from the tick-tock of a drain pipe spilling rhythmically outside, the world's noise, its constant hum, feels muted, far away. We've just passed by Imbolc, St. Brigid's Day, on the calendar I often follow. It's the reminder that while we're not there yet, we're on the way towards spring. We've survived the worst of it. Perhaps, or perhaps, what we should be noting is that we are moving out of the realm of such quiet, gentle, snowbound moments such as this, places such as this that are safe, like a blanket fort on a chilly, forgettable day. And we should hold such times as these quite preciously. All this feels true as we consider that we are facing the light down this long period of tunneling. For what is it that we face? This is the beginning of lambing season in certain parts of the world. This is the season where life begins anew. I think of my nephew in the days ahead, this unnamed creature that I will come to know. Think of all the little lives, all just beginning, all so unaware, for better or worse. And so it calls at this same time for words of protection on our most personal and domestic aspects of our lives. Our very front doors, our clothing, our barns, our beds, all to invite an energy of light and hope into us. Hope of new generations, in the form of white flowers, in the form of snowdrops, planted to a certain intention that we want to clear our heads of whatever has curdled failed within us during these luxuriant passing holidays, and our memories of them as they begin to fade in our minds. The chill and snow remains, austere, unyielding, unforgiving, so silent that bird song and spring itself does seem invented by optimistic fools. But even so, this fertility goddess, or another one you seek, or some saintly counterpart, are called to bless the lands and encourage us onward to the solstice and the harvests ahead. There's comfort in the fact that the cycle seems so certain. From this midpoint, we look ahead to Valentine's Day, all those complicated feelings that such a day brings with it. Day for love, a day for card and candy sales and a surge in the price of roses, a day to be ignored, a day to be aware, a day to ask for what you've long been waiting for, a day to swear that your own heart is the best place to put your own kindness. I hate it, but it looms as Christmas does. This world conspiracy. There's pressure to look on it, to crow for it, pressure to look away. It's the pink elephant in our collective minds, to avoid it, to try not to even think of it. Oh, makes it so much harder to avoid. My sense of St. Valentine's Day is often a girl in a white jacket and white boots, walking along a quiet, white-lined road, cheeks flushed bright red with the cold, hair starred with snowflakes, just breathing, when all of a sudden, out of the hazy landscape, a bus comes along, spatters her with dirty slush. Her shoulders fall like the branches of the trees outside my window today. As she looks up, shocked, dismayed, she looks around. There's no one to see this moment of quiet devastation. No one to make a meaning of this but her. And somehow that makes it even worse. Just to feel so instantly forgotten, so snubbed by Cupid, by Eros, by every saint and demigoddess and nymph and naiad of love, forgotten on this day of almost concentrated fire starting attention on the other. And in the absence of the other, I ask you, as I asked myself then, what is there to do but keep trudging on? To wait for spring, break through the spirit, even if it can't burst through in the atmosphere. I think somehow the grandest trick the most beautiful magic spell to be derived from the saints, the spirits, the burning sense of self within. It's just to allow yourself to ride the roller coaster of what is. Wave a wooden spoon in the air. Ride your birthing goat straight out of the womb. To want, to yearn, to keen, to sob, to sigh. Eventually accept. Become ever so grateful that what you have is what you have, or what you don't have is what you don't have, and be able to do that without shame or guilt or regret. How do we do this? You have to own what your heart says, no matter whose arrow has pierced it. Call in the one. To all the obnoxious rituals, light the candles, preheat the sacral chakra. Call in the beloved, crunch them in conversational hearts, scatter them in petals along the shag carpet of your hallway leading to your bedroom. Bake them red velvet cupcakes, coat them in fluffy snowbanks of icing. Show up for this other, no matter if you find them within. I say, this is the hard year, or sometimes a place of embroidered, cushioned, tufted sorts of love. You only have the hope of someday finding it. Hope is the hardest stone of all, puts diamonds to shame. Keep it in your pocket when you're worn down by lack, excruciating need, and you're in the middle of this world that seems to sing in saccharine tones. Everyone is happy, everyone has it sorted, and everyone is celebrating. It's not true, but it doesn't mean those of us who are looking and grateful still don't have a pebble of hope in our pockets. So I hold my stone and I tell the universe, as I have told it so before, I would really like to have you come to my door in a parka. I would like you to have a thermos of hot cocoa and one of cough syrup and one of sangria for all our various degrees of desperation. I would like you to have the genius idea of making a fort on the floor out of blankets and pillows, and I'll be amazed as if no one has ever suggested such a clever thing before. We'll get flashlights and books and whisper to one another, even though there's no one else at all. Like popcorn, fake s'mores in the microwave, and eat beef jerky and pretend the end of the world has come, that there's only darkness outside our tent. There's only terror and the gnashing of entropic teeth. It'll be the void on our necks, making my hair stand on end. She'll grab my hand, touch my chin, And whatever concern I have about being snatched up or disintegrated or completely forgotten will disappear. Paradise or perdition or what? It'll feel like safety. It'll feel like love. That's the crazy thing. You are the void. You are the teeth against flesh. You're the roiling of the seas, Ragnarok, the sky after all the stars have been shook free. And I know that. I believe that. I fear that. But I still want you in my tent. I still want you in my fort of blankets. I want you that close. I want the worry that you give me. Can't stand the thought of you looming, hair askew, limbs kimbo, blade in hand, painted, throbbing, and bleeding over anyone else. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Hope to catch you next time. This has been A Story Whispered.